कृष्ण महामंत्र की। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। Reading from Canto 1, Chapter 6, entitled Conversation between Narada and Vyasadeva. Text number 19. Didrikchustad aham bhuyah pranidhaya manohride vikshmano api napashyam अवितृप्त इवातुरः दिदृक्षुस्तद् अहं भूयः प्रणिधाय मनोहृदि वीक्षमानो अपि नापश्यम् अवितृप्त इवातुरः दिदृक्षुस्तद् अहं भूयः प्रणिधाय मनोहृदि वीक्षमानो अपि नापश्यम् अवितृप्त इवातुरः। प्रणिधाय मनोहृदि वीक्षमानो नापश्यम् इवातुरः। Word to word meaning, translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Didrikshu, desiring to see. Tat, that. Aham, I. Bhuvya, again. Pranidhaya, having concentrated the mind. Manah, mind. Hridi, upon the heart. Vikshamana, waiting to see. Abhi, in spite of. Na, never. Apashyam, saw him. Avitripta, without being satisfied. Iva, like. Atura, aggrieved. Translation. I desire to see again that transcendental form of the Lord, but despite my attempts to concentrate upon the heart within with eagerness to view the form again, I could not see him anymore, and thus dissatisfied, I was very much aggrieved. Purport. There is no mechanical process to see the form of the Lord. It completely depends on the causeless mercy of the Lord. We cannot demand the Lord to be present before our vision, just as we cannot demand the sun to rise whenever we like. The sun rises out of his own accord. So also the Lord is pleased to be present out of his causeless mercy. One should simply await the opportune moment and go on discharging his prescribed duty in devotional service of the Lord. Narad Muni thought that the Lord could be seen again by the same mechanical process which was successful in the first attempt. But in spite of his utmost endeavor, he could not make the second attempt successful. The Lord is completely independent of all the obligations. He can simply be bound by the tie of unalloyed devotion, nor is he visible or perceivable by our material senses. When he pleases, being satisfied with the sincere attempt of devotional service, depending completely upon the mercy of the Lord, then he may be seen out of his own accord. ॐ ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनाशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजना सहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितं च नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्यनामिने गौरते नमः। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोस्तुते। तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी कृष्णानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम राम। हरे कृष्णा। So uh, in the association of devotee, even unqualified person becomes qualified. That is the glory of the association of devotee. Similarly, I have no qualification to sit here and speak something on the subject matter of the Srimad Bhagavatam. But because of the association of all of your pure and wonderful and amazing devotees, I'm also allowed to sit here and speak something on the Bhagavatam. So I'll try and attempt to speak something which I have heard in the parampara, and whatever I speak, it should be pleasing to all of you, Rushish Parampara, and ultimately to Sri Sri Radhakunj Bihari and Gaur Nitai. And in my this humble and simple attempt, if I make some mistake, if I speak something which is not pleasing to you, or if I speak something which is beyond my realization, I beg forgiveness from Allah. Hare Krishna. So this is a wonderful series of verses is going on here. The conversation between Narad Muni and Vyasadeva, Srila Vyasadeva, where Srila Vyasadeva is asking three questions to Narad Muni. He's a spiritual master. He has asked 3 questions. So first question is, what did you do after sages left? When the Bhakti Vedantists, they were speaking, when the Bhakti Vedantists were present and when they left, what did you do? How did you spend your time? That was the first question. The second question was, how did you achieve this transcendental body? You have a wonderful, if you have a wonderful transcendental body, how did you achieve it? That was the second question. And third, and very intelligent question, although these two were also very intelligent, but third, an intelligent question is, generally people forget when they get the new body. After quitting the old one, they get the new body and they forget everything of the previous life. But how did you remember everything? And this was, even Arjuna had asked this to Krishna in fourth chapter, that how did you remember everything, Krishna? So similar kind of question Vyasdev is also asking to Narad Muni, these 3 questions. And then Narad Muni continue answering all the 3 questions, and verses after verses he is answering, and now we have reached to 19th verse. So he had answered in previous verses that he has gone through so many, like cities, forest, lake, gardens, beautiful natural places. So where he was traveling and traveling, and he was not attached to any of these beautiful natural places. And finally he sat and he started meditating. And is in his meditation, he could feel the presence of the Lord. He saw the beautiful effulgent form of the Lord present before him. And then suddenly, next moment, that form was gone, that form was disappeared. And now he's trying again to perform the same process which he had performed previously to see that form of the Lord. He's trying to perform the same process, but he's not able to get it, not able to attain the same result which he got previously. And that's why he's saying uh, dissatisfied. You see the verse, he's saying, so tripta means satisfaction. I'm tript, I am satisfied. He's saying we tript. I'm not, he was completely dissatisfied in his attempt. So if we see the material life, also someone can say this also happens in the material life. Like some movie, when some movie is released, some trailer, 1 minute, 2 minute, or 30-second trailer is first released, some small trailer, and that attracts a lot to outside people, of course. So that attracts a lot. And then the movie maker says, pay, then you'll be able to watch the entire movie. And here also, Lord is saying, is given a little glimpse, small glimpse for few moments. And then he's saying in the next verses, in the future verses, he'll say that now you have to pay for it. What the payment? You have to be purified. Then you'll see me again. So someone can say it's the same. I mean, if I perform any material thing, I'm also dissatisfied. And if I perform any spiritual activity, the way Narad Muni is performing, he's also dissatisfied. What is the difference? What is the difference here? So difference, very important, although it may look like same, but very important difference here is that dissatisfaction is actually leading closer to Krishna. But here, the dissatisfaction, although Krishna says that in Bhagavad Gita, that artharthi, so the dissatisfied, so materially dissatisfied also can lead, but usually people, like in the movie, we gave the movie and the trailer example. So the movie and the trailer both are ultimately dissatisfying. Ultimately, it may look like that it is very satisfying, but ultimately it is dissatisfying. But here it may look like it is dissatisfying, but ultimately it is taking Narad Muni closer to Krishna, closer. Because of that dissatisfaction, Narad Muni developed a great eagerness, a, a eagerness to attain Lord again, to see the form of the Lord again. And that's why he could perform his devotional service very, very seriously and attentively. So that's one difference is there, and that is a huge difference. It may look like that it's same, but it is actually not. And Prabhupada actually writes in the very first line of the purport that there is a no mechanical process to achieve or to see the form of the Lord. There is a no mechanical process available. So anyone can think that because Narad Muni meditated, that's why Lord appeared. Although it may have triggered the presence of the Lord, but that was not the cause of the appearance of the Lord. The appearance of the Lord is independent of any activity. That because if the meditation would have caused the Lord's presence, then Narad Muni meditated again. But that time Lord didn't appear. So that is not the cause of it. Cause is simply the mercy, his Lord's sweet will. That is the cause. That because of that sweet will only Lord appears. And this may also mean that uh, that our sadhana, whatever we do, that may be the trigger of, or that may be the trigger of Lord's mercy and Lord's appearance and everything we mercy we get in the Krishna consciousness, but that is not surely not the cause. Because if that is the cause, then we can repeat it, but that doesn't happen. Narad Muni wanted to repeat the process, but it never it never gave the same result to Narad Muni. And then Prabhupada also says this is not mechanical process. So what does that mechanical process mean? Mechanical process mean there is no heart involved, no feeling involved, no love involved. Like for example, 1 plus 2 equal to 3. I don't have to lovingly say 1 plus 2 equal to 3. Then only it will become 3. No. Even if I don't put any heart, don't put any feeling, 1 plus 2 will always be equal to 3. But that is not the case in Krishna consciousness. The process is there, process is potent, process works, but we have to do it feeling, with love, with emotion. Then only it can bring the desired result. The way so we have to understand here is the mechanical process. We should not put our effort, whatever we are doing, in a mechanical process. And the difference is only that we are putting the process is same, but we just have to put heart. We just have to put our feeling, our love into it. And uh, in this example also we see like that our endeavor cannot attract the only our endeavor cannot attract the mercy of the Lord. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has taught us to one of his pastime. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his close associates, they used to go to Srivas Angan in night and close the door and everything. No one outsiders were allowed, and they were doing ecstatic kirtan and dancing and all devotional activities. And only few, very few were allowed. And one milk drinking brahmachari, he was very he wanted to have a feast for his eyes. So although he were only drinking milk, but he wanted to have a feast for his eyes. So he just wanted to go inside to that Srivas Angan, that house where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his associates uh, used to dance, and he wanted to see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu dancing. And he always used to request Srivas Thakur that please allow me, please allow me. And one day Srivas Thakur allowed. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came in the night, and then Kirtan started. He started dancing, and then suddenly Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stopped, saying, "I'm not feeling the same ecstasy which I feel other days. There must be someone who is not supposed to be here." And then Srivas Thakur said, "Yes, there is one person, one brahmachari who is a milk drinking brahmachari. He is there." And then he came. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "What do you think? You can attain me just by drinking milk? You can drink liters and liters of milk, but you cannot attain me. But a person, even a malecha, even a chandala, who surrenders me with love, he can attain me." And then that gives us a hint, a lesson that we cannot attract the mercy of the Lord only by our endeavor. That our endeavor is not only sufficient and necessary condition for attracting the mercy of the Lord. I cannot say, no one can say like that, like I have chanted 16 round for more than 10 years, 20 years. I have attended so many Bhagavatam classes without sleeping and sitting erect in the class and attentively. And I have I've got the initiation. I have now initiated. Now I'm giving Bhagavatam class also. Now Lord should appear. No, those those are not the qualification for Lord's appearance or the mercy of the Lord to attract the mercy of the Lord. So of course, those things are required. That is the process. That's the part of the process. But we have to understand that that is not the only thing. Our endeavor is not the only criteria here. And that also Krishna also says in Bhagavatam 11th canto 14th chapter 20th verse to Uddhava. न साध्यति माम योगो न सांख्यम धर्म उद्धव न स्वाध्यायस तपसो तपसो tapasya yogo yatha bhaktir mama urjita. Like only by devotional service, loving devotional service, I can be controlled neither by the Sankhya, nor the yoga, nor the self-study, or not, anything other than the loving devotional service. I cannot be controlled. That's what Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita. And Prabhupada also gives, sorry, not Bhagavad Gita, but it is Srimad Bhagavatam. And Prabhupada also gives the example of like Krishna, although he's Ajita, but can be conquered. He is Ajita, but can be conquered only by love. He gives the example of a big official like prime minister or president of the country, and people has to wait for days and months to just to go near him and just to talk for 1 or 2 minutes and put his request in front of the prime minister. But a small grandson, the child, he can sit on the lap, sit on the back, and the prime minister has to bow down and become a horse in front of him. So Prabhupada gives this example many places where how that prime minister, who is such a big official, can be controlled simply by the love of simple small boy and not by the big people around the country. Yes, so Lord says that He reciprocates. Ye yatha mam prapadyante tam tathaiva bhajamyam. He says that, yes. But there is no rule for that. There is no, like, if I do 15 years, 16 rounds, then Lord should come. There is no rule. There is no rule which bounds Lord. So even Yashoda Mai wanted to bound Lord. His waist that time, Udar, Damodar is the name. So that Udar, maybe some few fit the periphery of that, but she got the rope. So such a huge rope, such a long rope she got, but he was never bound. And just by the love, of course, the endeavor is required, and also the mercy is required. That Leela represents that, and the Lord was bound simply by that. And also here in the purport, if we see, Prabhupada writes a beautiful line, which is a million. Uh, I mean, it's amazing line he writes. He writes that one should simply await the opportune moment and keep on discharging the devotional service. Simply wait for the opportune moment and keep on discharging the devotional service. And this also in the Bhagavatam also, Tatenu kampasu sumikshamano bhanjaya vai vivatmakrit vipakam. There also, the translation says that one should simply wait for the mercy and keep on discharging the duty. And Srila Prabhupada in his life also showed this. Srila Prabhupada, when he was in India and trying to preach the message of the Lord, he was trying to preach in so many ways. And he was always, apparently, materially, if you see, he was getting failures in different attempts. So many attempts he did. but he never gave up. He was always waiting for the moment. He was always waiting for the moment for the mercy. He was in Jhansi, and League of Devotees he formed. He formed, and that seemed to be working fine. That seemed to be many people uh, were coming there, and that seemed to be a success, kind of a success. If we just see apparently from outside, from material perspective, and then suddenly one day, so he had no place to stay, and he had got one place from someone, just gave some official place was there. Someone gave that place to Prabhupada, although that place was not in the name of the Prabhupada or the League of Devotees, but just for some days, for the usage of the activity, someone had given this. And Prabhupada had called one of his god brothers also to see that place so that they can purchase it. And his god brother had come and he saw the place and he said, "Oh, Jhansi is not a big city, and our Guru Maharaj wanted to preach in big cities, so we are not going to purchase this place." So in and then suddenly one day, the head of the government official of Jhansi, like some mayor or some head, like municipal corporation head, his wife his wife was also influenced by some of the guru, and she used to listen him, she used to go to him. And her guru wanted to do something for the woman, something for the woman, some empowerment he wanted to give the woman. So for example, some widow women are there, so he wanted to give some skills so that they can earn livelihood. And for that activity, she wanted this place, the same place which where Prabhupada used to live. And suddenly one day, one fine day, she came and said, "Swamiji, you vacate the place, because now we want to do some our activity." And suddenly one day, Prabhupada was homeless, Prabhupada was jobless, Prabhupada was penniless, but Prabhupada was never purposeless. He was full of purpose, that even that time also. He was never purposeless. And Prabhupada never gave up, although it so similar situation. What Narad Muni is going through here is Prabhupada also gone. Like some hope came, and then suddenly that hope disappeared. But still, Prabhupada writes in the purport that one should simply await the opportune moment and keep on discharging the duty. So through his example also, Prabhupada has shown this, that one should simply keep on discharging the duty. And Prabhupada continued. Prabhupada got the instruction of preach this message of Lord Chaitanya in 1922. And he went to US in 66. 44 years he waited for that moment. 44 years he just continued that devotional service without apparently much success. So what Prabhupada is writing, he's himself uh, uh, example for it. Is himself the personification for that line. And Narad, now why Lord disappeared in front of Narad Muni? He gave a darshan and then again suddenly disappeared. So there are many reasons for it. One reason is to increase the eagerness in Narad Muni, and another is to teach the lesson to all the uh, people in future, that until unless we are pure, we are qualified, we are pure, we cannot achieve the darshan of the Lord, we cannot see the Lord. And also the eagerness is the necessary ingredient in devotional life. We have to be eager, then only we can have some darshan of the Lord. And in separation, actually, Lord appeared, and then it was a separation for Narad Muni. In separation, if we perform service, that is, then that service is the connection to from whom we have separated. That service is very important. If we keep on discharging our devotional service, then that becomes the connection to the person whom we have separated. If we do not discharge the devotional service, then that separation will actually separate us. That separation, devotional service is very important to keep us going in the direction of our result which we want to achieve. And if we see the appearance of the Lord and then again suddenly disappearance, that has in I mean it looks like Narad Muni is very dissatisfied here. Narad Muni is very aggrieved, very bewildered here, and but the beautiful quality of Narad Muni and what we have to learn from it is he continued the service. He never gave it up. He never gave it up and he continued. And that continuation led him to the again the darshan of the Lord. In future, we see that again a Lord will speak to him that you keep on continuing and next life you will be able to. Although Narad Muni knew that in the entire this life I'm not going to have a darshan of the Lord again, but still he continued. That is the beautiful lesson we must derive from it. In our day-to-day devotional service, we may also feel someday very enthusiastic in some chanting, some morning, some chanting. We see like this mantra, oh, wonderful. I was able to connect. I was able to hear. I was able to feel the sound vibration. Sometime it happens. I'm sure for me it happens in years sometime, but all of you it must be very regular. So you're feeling the sound vibration and you are able to hear it. But suddenly after 2 3 mantra that is gone. We are not able to hear again the same mantra. So that same thing is happening to us also in a way. But what we have to do is lesson we have to take from this is we need to keep continuing, keep discharging the duty as we are doing. And that glimpse which Lord gives, we have to understand is it is for our to increase the eagerness to continue the in devotional service. We have to understand that part and we have to continue discharging the duties which we or the services which we are supposed to do. Then only we can move ahead into the devotional services. And yes, so and at the same time we have to understand this is not because of our chanting. We may feel sometime that, oh, today I have chanted very nicely because I could get up in the morning, because I uh, could hear it. I could plug something into my ear and could hear it nicely. But if that uh, that chanting, that like vibration which we could hear and which we could feel, if that is due to us, if that is due to only my presence, then I should have repeated it. The mechanic, if it is not a mechanical process. Mechanical process is simply meaning that you just repeat the process and you get the response. You don't have to put your heart, you don't have to put your feeling in it. But that is not the case. If that is the case, then I would have repeated the result. The result should have been repeated. That's what Prabhupada is writing, that it is not a mechanical process. And Srila Prabhupada was he said in one of his lecture, and many times he said that he never felt that my guru is not present with me. He never felt that for even a moment that my guru is not present with me. Why he said like that? Because Srila Prabhupada was always serving and trying to fulfill the instruction of the spiritual master. And that's what he is writing. Just wait for the opportune moment and keep continuing your devotional service. Keep continuing your devotional service. And that due to that, the presence is felt. So all of you are wonderfully serving and continuing your devotional service. I have to learn it, so I'm just speaking it for my sake. And so so that I can learn something. We have 5 more minutes. We can continue. Yes. And so one line. Yeah. So Prabhupada is also giving the example that how sun rises out of his own accord. So also the Lord is pleased to present out of his causeless mercy. So Prabhupada is giving example that the way no one can dictate, no one can control that sun. I want sun to be present now. I want sun to be present in before front of my eyes now. No. So sun only rises on its own accord. It has its own time and its own will. It will rise. We just have to wait for that moment so that we can get the opportunity to feel or see the light and all. So similarly, Prabhupada is giving example. With that example, Prabhupada is trying to tell here that similarly, we just have to wait. In night, no one can get up and say that I want sun to be present now. No, we cannot do that. So similarly, we cannot just control or command Krishna that, Krishna, I have chanted with so many years, with so many things. I have done so many services. I have done distributed so many books. Now is the time. Now is the time for me to go back to God. No, we cannot control it. We cannot demand it. It's by sweet will of Krishna only he'll give the mercy. It's not by our endeavor. Of course, the endeavor is required. Of course, the endeavor, without endeavor, it won't happen. And the example is given like the uh, seed and the rain. So farmers, they sow seed and the rain comes, then only crops grow. Farmers cannot say, okay, it is happening because of the rain, then why should I sow the seed? No, we have to sow the seed as well as we have to just wait for the rain. If rain comes, then only we'll be able to uh, reap the crop. Otherwise, we just have to wait for the next year. That's all we have to do. We just have to wait and perform our devotional services. And with that example, Prabhupada is saying that here. One simply, so this is a wonderful line. This line has really touched me. Like one should simply await the opportune moment and go on discharging his prescribed duty in devotional service of the Lord. So that's what Prabhupada uh, showed by his example. That's what Narad Muni is showing through his example. In future verses, we'll see that how Narad Muni will keep on continuing, keep on going from places to places, keep on meditating, although he knows that I'm not going to see, I'm not going to have a darshan of Lord again in my future, in this life at least. And so with that, I'll just end here and thank you for having me here. And please forgive me if I have spoken something which is not pleasing to all of you. Hare Krishna. Mad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.